Junior presided the sectoral meeting this morning. Pinag-usapan ang status ng Executive Order 138 o ang full devolution of certain functions of the national government to local governments, creation of a committee on devolution and for other purposes. The roadmap extending the transition to full devolution from national government to local government units was discussed during this meeting. And to give us more details on this, kasama natin ngayon si Department of Budget and Management Secretary Amenah Pangandaman. Good afternoon, Secretary Pangandaman.
Good afternoon, Ms. Daphne, and good afternoon to everyone, our media friends. Yes,
Go ahead.
Okay, so we had a meeting this morning with the President. I'm sure you all know about the full devolution as a result of the Supreme Court decision, the Garcia-Mandanas Supreme Court decision case, which with that, in 2019, the previous administration prepared an executive order, it's Executive Order 138, which says that we have a transition period until 2024 to fully before we fully implement the devolution of projects and programs to the local government units. When the PBBM administration took office, meron pong mga issues na naparating po sa atin ng ating mga kaibigan sa LGUs na I think marami po sa kanila ang hindi pa po prepared para sa tinatawag nating full devolution. So with that, meron po tayong tinatawag na in EO 138, meron pong committee on development, which the members are, it's chaired by DBM. Ang members po dyan ay DOF, we have DILG, and we have NEDA, and we usually consult with our League of Municipalities, yung mga groups natin with the governors and city mayors and our barangays. So, nung sinabi po sa atin ng ating mga LGUs na hindi pa po nila kaya, even given that we're giving them enough funding as a result of the Mandanas case nga po, hindi po nila kaya implement yung mga ibang projects po na medyo yung tinatawag po natin mga big ticket and high impact projects po. So what we did po is the President asked us to study this and maybe make an amendment po sa ating EO 138. So kanina po napag-usapan po namin yan together with, we have the League of Municipalities there, and we have si Governor Dax was also there present. And we decided po, and then the President po gave an instruction to further study the responsibilities, projects, and programs na kaya po gawin ng mga LGUs at ang iiwan po natin sa national government. Kasi po, dahil po dun sa Mandanas case po, lahat po ng mga programa as provided for under by our local government code, dapat po ipaubaya na po natin sa local government units. So, with our meeting this morning, we were tasked again by the President to sit and study the projects and programs po na iiwan natin sa national government kasi national government lang po ang may kayang gawin itong mga proyekto na to at kung ano po ang mga proyekto naman na i-devolve natin sa ating mga local government units po. Yun po.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. Are there any questions from the floor? Maris Umali, GMA 7.
Secretary, good afternoon and belated happy birthday, Daphne.
Oh, thank you.
Ma'am, may we just know what exactly were the reasons of the LGUs why they cannot implement fully the programs that are supposed to be implemented by them?
Okay. As you know po, iba-iba po ang level ng capacity ng ating mga local government units. Of course, yung mga nasa cities po, medyo advanced and developed na rin po yan. And then, because they have enough funding, meron na rin po silang enough manpower to implement the projects. But there are LGUs po that we know that are really lagging po. Hindi po nila kayang i-implement yung mga project kasi kulang po ang kanilang technical expertise and capacity to implement those projects. For example po, nakalagay po sa ating local government code, pati po yung kunyari, National Irrigation System. I think a small water impounding system can be implemented by an LGU, but I don't think they can implement a big irrigation system project. Plus the fact po na ang irrigation project, it's usually transverse among different areas po, no? So may mga ganun po, may mga proyekto po na sobrang laki na talagang at saka kailangan po ng technical capacity and expertise po ng mga tao sa LGUs to prepare and plan po properly and efficiently yung mga projects.
So you mentioned a while ago that since the local government units will not be able to implement these programs just yet, so it's going to be the national government who normally implements these projects. They'll be the ones to continue these projects. But considering that they are expecting the LGUs, that the activities or the programs and the projects will be devolved to the LGUs already, and they are expecting that the LGUs will be focusing on these projects already. Will this have an impact on the national government's implementation of these programs, or not at all?
Wala naman po. What's important is yung EO 138 natin, binigyan po tayo ng enough time to transition until 2024 po to help this lagging and small LGUs to cope and para po matuto sila. May budget po ang different departments po for 2022 for 2023 to help them, to capacitate them. May budget po ang DILD to work on seminars and workshops to help them. Meron din pong capacity building ang Department of Finance on how to utilize their budgets. Ang DBM po on procurement processes para po ma-procure nila ng maaga at ma-implement po na maaga yung kanilang mga proyekto. And NEDA din po, nandiyan din po ang NEDA to help them yung pag-identify mo ng projects, it's in adherence with the Philippine Development Plan.
May we know, Secretary, how many LGUs are not capable to implement these projects just yet? And in other words po ba, parang wala rin namang magiging problema kasi for these LGUs which will not be able to implement those projects as of just yet, then it will just be status quo. Tama po ba?
Yes, but there are also, you have to also think that there are also LGUs, especially those who are in the higher income status, yung mga cities, and nakaya naman po nila mag-implement. Ang tututukan po sana natin dito ay yung mga 4th, 5th class municipalities. There are roughly 450 of them. That's why in our EO 138 that was signed previously, meron po diyang, sa Section 8 po ng EO, meron po diyang tinatawag na Growth Equity Fund. Yung Growth Equity Fund po is pondo na ibibigay natin sa kanila. On top po to sa lahat ng capacity building that the national government is providing. Yung pondo po yun para po matulungan sila kung paano po gumawa ng proyekto, kung paano magplano, tsaka mabigyan sila ng additional projects po para at least they can cope with those that are already advanced and developed.
Sorry ma'am, one last. How exactly will the ruling, just enlighten us, how exactly will the ruling, the Mandanas ruling, affect the fiscal situation of the national government?
Basically po, I have the numbers here. So the LGUs will receive an increase of 185 billion pesos. That's in 2022 as a result of all taxes in the determination of just share of LGUs, with a total NTA shares amounting to 959.04. Meaning 185 billion po ang matatanggal sa national government po at ibibigay po natin sa LGUs for. I think as of now naman, wala naman because we expect that the DOF has been incurring a lot of revenues right now. So yeah, hindi naman po maapektuhan.
Thank you. Next question from Eden Santos of Net25.
Good afternoon po, Secretary. Before po you mentioned that more than 960 billion pesos budget for LGUs this year, 2023, will remain po ba na ibibigay yan sa ating LGUs?
Yes
under
po.
the ERA or NTA na ngayon?
Opo, kailangan po kasi ito po ay automatically appropriated po.
With this budget po ba, kakayanin na ng ating LGUs na makapagpagawa ng mga proyekto na masasabi natin hindi na po kailangan ng national government assistance? And ano po ba, aside dun sa nabanggit ninyong small water impounding na kaya po nilang ipagawa para sa kanilang mga lugar na hindi na po kailangan gastusan pa ng national government?
Kaya nga po yung meeting po kanina in consultation with our groups, with the LMPs, with the governors, tiningnan po natin kung kakayanin po nila. You know, ang sabi po sa atin ng local ng LMPs, it's not only about the money. Of course, they're happy that they have additional money now, but sila din po, iniisip din po nila how will they use the money, properly utilize it, and implement it. Siyempre, pag may programa po tayo, tas makita po ng mga kababayan natin na nangyayari po yung mga programa at saka yung mga proyekto, it will be, mas masaya po sila na ganun yung mangyayari, di po ba? So, I think from their end, they also welcome po yung meeting kanina, yung result ng meeting kanina, that we will still again sit down and identify specifically po ano ang mga proyekto na kaya ng national government at saka ng local government units, ano ang kaya ng provinces, ano yung pwede sa provinces, ano yung pwede sa municipality, ano ang pwede sa cities, at ano ang pwede sa mga barangays.
Okay. Kabilang po ba, follow up lang, kabilang po ba dyan yung mga barangay health center, barangay hall, mga ganun po?
Yung mga maliliit pong ganyan, if we look at our local government code, talaga pong sa kanila na yan eh, di ba? At meron po silang mga local funds na talagang ginagamit nila sa mga ganyang klaseng programa po. Yung mga ganyan po, mga kaya na po nila yan. Talagang hindi lang po talaga nila kaya. Minsan po may mga example po kanina, isang barangay po, even a short barangay road, hindi nila kaya. So talagang dito po kailangan mag-come in ang gobyerno para po matulungan sila.
Thank you, Eden. Next, we have Alvin Baltasar, PBS.
Secretary, magandang hapon po. Secretary, kakayanin po ba na ma-implement na ito ng 2024?
Ito po ang instruction sa atin ng gobyerno, ng ating presidente po. Pag-aralan po natin, uupuan po namin si Secretary R.C. Balisacan po ng NEDA ang mag-head po nung study. Tapos po, i-convene po natin ng COMDEV, and then we will report this to the President and all the leagues kung kaya na po ba nila by 2024 or kailangan po ba ito i-extend.
So, pwede palang we go beyond 2024 kung sakaling hindi talaga
Posible din po, kung hindi po talaga kaya.
Opo. Secretary, follow up lang po. Doon sa mga 4th class at 5th class municipalities, paano sila makaka-cope up? Kasi di ba parang mas kailangan nila ng dagdag na budget para makasabay doon sa sa magiging transition?
Kasama po dun sa EO, yung sinatawag po natin nga po na kanina sinabi ko, yung Growth Equity Fund. So for last year po, we provided them 1.2 billion. Divided po yan according to their population. Meron pong formula tayong ginagamit dyan. And then this year po, for 2023 budget, meron din po silang 1 billion. And then yung capacity building din po na sinasabi ko kanina with DILG, DOF, NEDA, and DBM, and DAP. Tuloy-tuloy po to. Magsisimula na po ito. I think ang DILG nagsimula na. And then hanggang 2024 po, hopefully, by then, we will be able na po to check kung kaya na po nila.
Okay, thank you. Ace Romero, Philippine Star.
So Secretary, so realistically, when can we expect the completion of that particular study on the devolution? At saka kung kailangan i-revise yung EO nung Duterte admin, when realistically can we come up with that?
Before coming here, I was talking to Secretary R.C. Balisacan and Secretary Ben Jokno. In fact, there are a lot of studies already done by different academic institutions like PIDS and even our development partners. Maybe we can just look at them again, and then mabilis lang po to, siguro in just 2 months, baka meron na po kaming study and we are able to show this to the President already. And if makapag-present na rin po tayo kung kailangan po talaga natin i-amend yung EO 138.
Is it possible, Secretary, that it will not be a one-size-fits-all? Kasi di ba, yung iba, kaya. Kung sasabihin mo, i-devolve natin tong function na to, but may mga layers yun. Some projects kaya nung iba, some projects hindi. Pwede kayang ganun po na hindi one size fits all yung mangyayari?
Yes po, kasama po yun sa napag-usapan kanina. Parang hindi, parang hindi po pwede ang isang standard formula for all the LGUs. Kasi iba-iba po ang capacity, iba-iba ang expertise, iba-iba ang needs ng bawat LGU. So, yun po. Kasama po yun sa magiging, parang siguro, we're talking about kung paano, how are we going to present it? Maybe a matrix or parang ganun po.
Okay, thank you.
Salamat po.
Joyce Balancho, DZMM.
Ma'am, just to compare, you mentioned kanina 450 LGUs, fourth or fifth municipalities ang hindi po kaya. How many LGUs naman po ang kaya naman? And just to follow up, how do we strike a balance? Just to follow up dun sa question ni Ace. Like, kung i-insist po na LGU that they can implement big-ticket projects, hindi ba talaga sila pwede makapagsimula?
Pwede po, kasi in fact, yung funding naman po ng NTA nila, it's already provided. And sa local government code din po, naka-provide na rin po doon lahat ng mga na-devolve nating function. So it doesn't prevent them as long as they can do it. But we really have to take consideration po, yung talagang laging po, yung mga underdeveloped. Kasi maiiwan po sila. Yun lang po yung magiging, I think, a major issue. Maiiwan po sila.
Number lang, ma'am, kung meron kayo number of LGUs.
Ilan ba ang municipalities natin? 1,000.
Capable.
I think there are provinces who can do it. And siguro there are cities na kaya din naman po. May mga munisipyo din po na very aggressive na kaya din po nila gawin.
I think we can provide you with the number in a little
We'll
while.
provide the
Is there, we have room for one more question. Anybody? Answer. Chona Yu, Inquirer Radio.
Ma'am, what are the safeguards that the government or the national government will implement to ensure na hindi siya mauuwi sa corruption kapag LGUs na humawak?
I think there are enough safeguards that we have now. First, yung sa GPRA mo, hindi ka basta-basta pwedeng makapag-procure ng mga produkto, services kung hindi yan dumaan sa competitive bidding. Pangalawa, lahat po ng ating LGUs din po dumadaan. May COA din po, may COA auditing din po sila. And pangatlo po, meron po yung tinatawag po ang DILG na meron po sila mga awards dyan yung Seal of Excellence, Good Conduct, and ganyan-ganyan. So I think they have to adhere to that para po. Kasi I think may mga premyo yan pag meron ka mga awards na ganyan. So I think that's enough motivation for them.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that ends our press conference today with Secretary Pangandaman. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. Have a good afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Marli ka yan, no?
Yeah.